Good evening and welcome to the Thursday installment of the late edition. My name is Oliver Dixon. Thank you so much for being with me this evening. Really do appreciate it. Lots coming up on the program for you this evening. We're going to be speaking to A.B. Isaacs, who is the chairperson of the Cape Flats Safety Forum. Parliament today had a debate in Parliament in the House about the interventions related to gang violence on the Cape Flats. But what do people on the ground experience about the state's intervention, and does it yield any dividends and results? We're going to be speaking to someone on the ground. A.B. Isaacs is going to be speaking to us this evening about that. And then we're going to be speaking to Sherwin Bryce-Peace, SABC correspondent, who engaged with President Cyril Ramaphosa earlier on. You would have watched that live press briefing that the president did in New York. Well, today marks the end of his time in New York after what has been a grueling calendar this past week. We're going to dive into what his schedule looked like this week and some of the impacts of those engagements. And then a little bit later on, important case before the Constitutional Court, the Center for Applied Legal Studies going up against the Embrace Project, and a very important constitutional debate on the narrow distinction in the definition of consent in rape matters. There's a conversation about whether or not consent is the absence of a no or the enthusiastic presence of a yes. We have that debate on the program this evening. Stick with us for that. But first, let's take a look at your headlines.
Cape Town is one of the most violent cities in one of the most violent countries in the world.
Quarter 4 crime statistics reveal that either this year, more than 1,000 people were murdered in the Western Cape.
Gun violence in the Cape Flats is no longer a crime statistic. It's a humanitarian emergency.
What is unfolding in parts of the Western Cape is a scourge of gang violence that no society committed to dignity and human rights can accept.
Members of Parliament across party lines agree that the gang violence in the Western Cape, specifically on the Cape Flats, demands immediate attention. During a debate on the killings and violence perpetrated by gangs in the region, political parties said organized criminality erodes public trust.
The school did nothing. We were informed late, and then I got a message from the principal that he said one of the learners was stabbed. So on Monday, nothing happened. So that's why on Tuesday, the other learner was stabbed to death.
The Humansdorp community in the Eastern Cape is up in arms following the murder of an 18-year-old matric learner, Liyolo Wakeni, at Humansdorp Senior Secondary School on Tuesday. The residents held a protest outside the Humansdorp Magistrate Court today, where 2 of the 6 suspects appeared briefly.
Where a minister identifies a priority area, the task of how to implement and what resources to deploy rests with the National Commissioner.
South African Police Service's Head of Governance and Legislation, Major General Petronella Van Rooyen, has accused Police Minister Senzo Mchunu of overstepping his constitutional bounds. Testifying before the Madlanga Commission, Van Rooyen said the minister unlawfully encroached on the powers of the National Commissioner when he issued a directive to disband the political killings task team.
When you are adherent and viral suppressed, you are able to get an easy way to access your medication.
The tablet makes us very hungry. It needs somebody that have a meal day in, day out.
Health authorities have rang the alarm about the high number of people who are defaulting on their HIV and AIDS treatment. South Africa has the biggest HIV treatment program in the world, with over 6 million people accessing health services. Many have, however, stopped treatment or have not started treatment at all.